All of a sudden I got a load, like just a local load, so it's 20 minutes away from me. But before I leave, I just wanted to show you guys what they were doing. They have a crane, right? And what they were doing, this guy has some kind of a massive modular trailer, and what the crane did was it hooked the main deck, right? And then I think, oh yeah, I think they installed kind of like an extension in the back. And so it's a 3-axle massive, probably, I don't know, 75-ton trailer. It's Sheltima. It's a Canadian brand. And then this guy, they hooked up a 2-axle spreader in the back, and the truck is pretty much currently my favorite truck for heavy haul. It's a Kenworth T800 with the 4 axles, but classic non-steerable pusher. But wait a second, how is this guy going to Alberta? Because yeah, the guy who signed for these Volvos, he said they were all going to Alberta. And I understand the spreader, but no, okay, it's probably not for this. Yeah, this guy over here next to me. Well, this guy has a pusher axle too. Like, how are you going to Alberta? I don't understand. Anyway, and they have a spread over here, like a Stinger, single axle. Yeah, with that one, in some places you can get a more weight. You can get, like, you know,
head southwest on Road 176 toward line 87.
You can get 20,000, right? Whereas my 4th flip axle, yeah, I can get 20,000 no problem on in Ontario and a few states in US, but that's my truck, right? But you need that Stinger or spreader for most other states. Look at this peaceful scene. This small town is called Atwood, Ontario. And my shipper is somewhere 2 kilometers or just over a mile at the public school. Alright, I'm turning somewhere here.
In 600 meters, turn left.
Oh yeah, okay, that's the school. I see the school, so my machine is somewhere there. Good news, bad news. I found the school, what's left of it. And that's my machine, right? So I had that picture in mind because I picked up something like that in Minnesota, I think, and brought it to Canada. You see that orange one? So it has huge tires, and the first thing I did, I grabbed my measuring tape, and I went in there and I measured the distance between the tires and then between those discs. Like the rims, they stick out towards inside. And I walked around, everything is cool, so... But I asked these guys over here, and I said, who's gonna load this? And they said, we have no idea. I said, these guys are around? Like, did you use this machine? Who used this? And they said no, there were two contractors here. Like one contractor, this company, they're dealing with the pipe. What they're doing is they're digging a huge excavator. There's a bunch of guys there. They're putting those plastic pipes, you see over there? They're putting those pipes in the ground, probably, you know, I don't know, sewer or running water. Yeah, and this guy keeps bringing this stuff, and he has a very cool bucket. Like that bucket, it's lifts sideways. You know, he tilts it and basically fills in the bucket on the excavator. And look, there's so much mud in there. That's where that huge tread on that machine comes in handy. If I went in there in my truck, that's it, I'll be done. I'll be stuck to the axle. So the guy goes in and he fills in the bucket on the excavator, and the excavator does something over there. For some reason they need this outside dirt. And so those guys are not the guys that use this machine. So this machine is a pulverizer, right? So what it did is I just went back in there to turn around, and that's what looks like over here and behind me, behind the school, looks like that's where that machine worked, and it just took off all the asphalt, all the pavement. But anyway, so I called dispatch. I say, hey, there's nobody here to load this, and I don't feel comfortable, you know, operating this machine because, you know, it has those knives underneath, and it's like the driving it's probably not that bad, but I never drove this one. But what I'm afraid of damaging the trailer. So I would really appreciate help from somebody, you know. So, but this is like a, you know, pretty typical scenario. You go to a job site, there's nobody there, and there's a machine you never drove. Nobody has any idea, and so my dispatch gave me the phone number for a guy to call, and I said, what's the name? And they say, oh, it's our other driver. He moved lots of these machines. He will tell you how to operate it. Okay, so I started calling him, and then there was no answer, and then I see one of these guys, one of the pipe guys, was on top of the machine doing something in there, and I went over there. I said, hey sir, you willing to help me load this? You have experience with this? And he says, well, a little. I'm willing to give it a try. I said, oh, cool, I really appreciate this. And then, see, that's the excavator over there. So now it came over here. It took this dirt, and now it goes back, and he has to go between those poles, because of course they don't want to damage because that's the football field over there. But this thing, of course, that mud is nothing for the excavator. See, that's the big advantage of tracks over wheels. Where you saw the backhoe struggle, the track machine just goes like on butter. But anyway, so that's the guy there in white hat. Now look how this guy will go. This guy will almost lose his wheels in that dirt over there. And that thing weighs about 20,000 pounds, like 18-20. Like, look what's happening there. I think he has trouble with the front axle because over there his tires are too small. But he has a all-wheel drive, so he made it. Oh yeah, because now of course the excavator flattened everything. But anyway, so I went there to talk to the guy, and we cannot find the key, like the controls on this thing. There's a console in there, and that console has a cover, because when this machine, like the cab is open, right? So when this machine sits outside, you know, sometimes in bad weather, they always cover that. It's like a barbecue grill, you know, like a grill has that little cover, sliding cover. That's exactly what this thing has, and there's a padlock in there. And so we started walking around, opening all compartments, you know, because normally construction guys don't take the key with them, they hide it somewhere, right? And we opened 6 or 8 compartments. We found the engine. No dead bodies, but no key either. All right, we're in business. I called the shipper myself, the customer. Thank you, Google Maps. And they told me where the key was. All right, so once again, I'm gonna move this out of the way. And I already took my board off. Maybe I use these ones. I really don't want those knives to damage my trailer. know now. Yeah, everything is dead. Okay, so steer. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. You gotta turn which way it steers. Yeah, that's really complicated. Lights, emergency steer on, speed range, start. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, there's no juice. Oh, so this is forward. Okay. Up, down, brake. See, this is really yeah, and the key wasn't here pretty much. This is the key, but you had to know that it's here because it's pretty far, but I was able to, you know, reach. All right, so that's the power. All right, let's see what happens. Brake, push to disengage. Okay. It's amazing what university education can do for you, boys and girls. That's one thing I I understood now. And I remember how my teachers pleaded with me when I wanted to drop out the teachers training university in the 4th year. Come on, Sergey, you have like 18 months to go. I'm like, I don't want to be a teacher. Well, at least you have a diploma. All right, so I stayed. And you see, thanks to them, thank you, by the way. I don't even know how my university is called now. They changed the name so many times because it was Pushkin. It was named after a famous Russian poet, Alexander Pushkin. And then when Ukraine became independent, guess what? They erased the Pushkin and they named the university after Shevchenko, which is famous Ukrainian poet. Like, so stupid. And now I think they changed that name too. So anyway, the machine is on, and the reason I'm talking about university education is that the only way for me to load this by myself was, see, the other guy disappeared. The guy in the white hat, I was looking for him, I couldn't find him. I think that's him in the truck over there, the supervisor. And by the way, I dropped my phone. Well, thanks God, my contract expires in 1 month. They said I can get a new phone now. Basically, these pants are very bad. The pockets, like as soon as you like lift your leg like this, so I was climbing. I don't know how many times I climbed. Very good exercise, so no gym for me. Because that's why you need spotters. Oh, and basically, well, so I was climbing and this thing fell down for upteenth time over the past couple of months. It's just for some reason I started losing this phone. I guess it was time because it's almost 2 years old. I had a 2-year contract. And usually, you know, when you drop it on a soft surface, it's fine. But over here you have rocks. And I was on the other side, and the screen hit one of the rocks, and right away I see, you know, cracks in the screen. So now I cannot even sell it. But I'll probably take it to, I know what I'll do. I'm a smart cookie. I'll take it to a cell phone repair shop and pay them probably $100 to replace the screen, the display, so then I can resell this phone for 80 bucks. That's good thinking. But anyway, so what I started to say is that I found the manual. Like, despite I don't know what year this machine is. Let's see. Weight 71,500 pounds. Made by CMI. In Oklahoma City, USA. Okay, there's the year over there. What does it say? 0024. I have no idea what it is. 24. But yeah, it's a CMI. What is it called? RS-800. I picked up brand new, like when I worked for Landstar, I think Oklahoma City. I picked up a brand new one like this. I remember the guy was jumping for joy when I arrived in Mississauga, Ontario. I brought it to the dealer, and because they knew I was coming, they called the buyer, and the buyer was all over there. Like, the dealer unloaded me. No, actually the buyer himself unloaded me. So yeah, there was a manual, and I would never have found those buttons over there. Turns out there's a button called all raise and lower all or something, because, you know, each side of this machine rises independently, right? Like each wheel. And then the manual is like, you know, because they know this thing has to be moved, right? So I never saw, thank you CMI, I never saw such a detailed shipping instructions. You know, I thought I would have to look for operations. No, there's a specific chapter dealing with how to load this machine on the trailer for transport, you know? I wish all manufacturers did it like this, and basically it gives you step by step, you know, push this switch, you know, raise all, to make sure the they call it the cutter. I hate this thing. Do you see this? Jesus. So, and I would never, another thing that can make this thing very difficult to load, if you don't know, there's a little button, microscopic button that says, it's like button number 6 was on the diagram, I still remember. You click it, and each click changes the direction of your tires. You know, you click once, your front tires will go right at the same time as these tires will go left. Or you click one more, these tires are stationary, these ones turn at the same time. It's like 4 or 5 positions, and basically if you don't set that up before loading, this thing will be going like this, you know. And you look on the screen. On the screen it shows you like pictures, you know, like 4 wheels, and you just I locked the rear wheels, and then I made sure that the front wheels were shown in the same, like pointed in the same direction. And that was very important. And then yeah, raising was very important. And then I found another switch. They call it these doors. They said raise the door front and rear like this thing, not like the entire machine, just this part over here. Raise it for you can see better the cutter and this rear door over here. But this thing also goes up and gives you a clear view of that cutter, right? Oh boy. And then they said, yeah, the funny thing that the manual said is that 3 people, it's recommended that 3 people load this machine. Captain Sergei did it all by himself. Alright, I'm finally ready to leave. Just waiting for these guys to give me a chance to move. See, I moved my 5th wheel all the way to the back because they told me this thing was 65,000 pounds. And it's 71. So now I'm just taking the pressure of the 5th wheel. Because what happens is that if I don't move it, first of all, it's too much weight on the rear, on the drives, and
150 meters, turn right onto Main Street.
okay, so 5th wheel is locked. We'll add some air and go to 4. And so I'm making my way towards Berry. So this is Highway 23. It just goes like this. I was on Highway 23. Now to stay on it, I have to turn. area. And they told me it's okay to deliver tomorrow, because I worked all day today with, you know, first unloading the first machine and then loading this one. And I only had one coffee and one protein bar in the morning, and then a whole bunch of water. So I'm gonna stop at the rest area just south of Barrie. That's one of those nice areas with the coffee shops and restaurants inside, like fast food stuff. All right, what is this? 23.89. Yeah, I need 89. Sorry for my dirty windshield. I cleaned it when I was leaving the shipper in Atwood, and right away it was full of bugs again. You know, summer, what do you do? I hope winter is coming soon. Thanks for watching.